Welcome back to Smile Jamaica, everybody. My guest now is from humble beginning. She spent her early years growing up in Maypen. Now she is the Vice President of Brand Marketing in the Lifestyle Division at Condé Nast, which is home to magazines like Vogue and GQ. Welcome to the show, Camille Darby. Hi, Camille. Morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you. Thank you for being here, and congratulations at the very top on all your success.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Yes, so we're going to talk about that success in a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about you leaving Jamaica. You were 6 years old when you left, and initially you couldn't understand why your parents were leaving this good life in Jamaica to go to foreign, where everybody thinks it's the land of milk and honey, but what you learned was really not the case, especially for people who look like us. So talk me a little bit through that initial, kind of trying to understand and then making your own way as you grew into adulthood.
Yeah, so I think that, I was excited. I was 6, almost 7 years old when we moved. So of course I was excited to go to this new foreign land. You hear about it, you watch television, and you understand that it is, as you said, the land of milk and honey, lots of opportunities. But, as we started to settle in, we as in my parents, my older sister, I started to realize that, it's a lot more difficult than most make it seem. And, my parents had to start their careers over. My mother was a teacher, so was my father. They moved to this country, to the Bronx, New York, and had to essentially start over. We had to start new schools, understand the culture, new friends, et cetera. And so I think that adjustment was such a huge change all at once for everybody. And just even the physical environment of where we were. We had a beautiful home in Maypen, as you mentioned, but now we're living in a small apartment. We moved in August, so it was still hot, but very quickly became cold. So that was an adjustment as well. But one of the things that I think stood out to me was, in Jamaica where we lived, we were very, very, very close with our neighbors. We had friends who were like family. And moving to a different country in a new neighborhood, you don't know anyone. So, playing outside as children was something that was just not something my parents felt comfortable doing. So those adjustments, I think, were really eye-opening, even at 6 years old.
Yeah. Were you able to find a lot of Jamaicans with whom you could connect? Because Bronx is like, Jamaica moved to foreign. I mean, Brooklyn too. But
yes,
I mean,
I live in Brooklyn now. Yes.
Okay, see?
Yes. So that's the thing. So we lived on White Plains Road.
Yes.
A lot of people refer to it as, mini Caribbean, mini Jamaica rather. And so for my parents, I think there was a sense of familiarity that was great. There were a lot of stores in the neighborhood. There was a Jamaican, bakery. There was a lot of nightclubs that really focused on playing music that was reggae and dancehall, et cetera. So while we left, obviously there was still a piece of home that was present. And that was really, really awesome. And that was something that I think helped to also make us feel like, our culture is here and we belong here as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Jamaican bakery was Golden Crust, because that's my family's bakery. Say, better say yes.
There was a Golden Crust, but I have to be honest, Golden Crust, I don't believe when we moved
was there yet. Yes, exactly. So you have a lot of writing experience. I want to talk about that. You write plays as well. So that is like your moonlighting job, and then we're going to get into your mainstay, which is what you do now. But tell me about the love of writing.
Yeah, so it's interesting. My mom, as I mentioned, was a teacher. And so language arts, English were her sort of subject matter areas. And my dad was very, 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 and is still very much into film, television, music. And so I think between, their interests and passion sort of spawned my interest and passion in communication through writing and dialogue. It was something that came natural to me. It's something that I loved. I love listening to the way people spoke. I love listening to different speech patterns. And so when I was in high school, I was introduced to a theater class where we had a teaching artist come in and teach us the fundamentals of playwriting. And of course, I'd been to the theater with my mom. She had taken my sister and I out and tried to do as many things as possible to keep us sort of grounded in different types of, activities, et cetera. And so I was familiar with the art form, but not from the perspective of being a writer. And so this program really allowed me to understand what those fundamentals are. And in fact, my first play was about my mother, and it was about sort of this adjustment to the United States and, her very valid trepidation around, what that would look like for her two Black children. And so, from there, I went to college at Sarah Lawrence and I studied theater as well, amongst many other subject matters. And then from there, immediately went to NYU and earned my MFA, Master of Fine Arts in dramatic writing.
What?
So I honestly did not intend or think or expect that I would land in marketing in a corporate space. I knew I was going to be the next, Susan Laurie Parks or, name any very successful writer. But, my path has been so interesting and actually kind of perfect for combining all of my interests.
Yes.
So that's where theater kind of started for me. And I'm still writing for sure. And I'm still working on really cool projects. But I'm also, very much centered into my day job and my career as a marketer at Condé Nast.
So then you need to tell me now how we got there, because you say you could not imagine it ever happening, but here you are at a very young age. We can tell for you to have this big title at this very young age is obviously, a huge achievement. How did you fall into this position? And you never fall either, because obviously you're well qualified. How did you end up here?
Earned my way here for sure, but I do think there is the power of networking, the power of, keeping a circle of people who want to see you grow and climb and want to do that with you. And while I was at NYU, funny enough, I met a beautiful young woman. She was an actress, and she was also sort of working at a department store, and mentioned that there was a role in events and marketing and that I would be cool and good for it, et cetera. And so I said, let me try. So her recommendation led me to the interview, which actually really opened the door for my career in marketing at that department store. Moved on to different jobs, kept climbing in my career. And then right during the pandemic, landed at Condé Nast through, again, networking. A friend of a friend mentioned that there was an open position that I would be perfect for it. I have to admit, I was very nervous. I had anxiety, like, oh my God, can I do this? I don't know. This is Condé Nast, as you mentioned, GQ, Vogue, very influential powerhouse in media and in advertising. And so I understood that, but I knew that there was a reason why this came to me in front of me, and I had to just seize it. And I did what I had to do. I did well in my interview. I shared a lot about my expertise and my background, and that's how I landed the role. But really, again, I would say networking and the power of just pushing through the fear you feel that you can't do something. Just do it anyway.
Let me tell you something about Jamaican people. We're afraid, but we're not stop. Afraid?
Not step on top.
No. I love that the accent is still there. I love that.
Of course.
The fear will power us. We are so proud of you. Thank you so much, Camille, for stopping in this morning. Inspirational as always. Jamaicans doing big things in our diaspora check-in. VP Brand Marketing. Go check her out. Where are you on Instagram, Camille? Come over here. You have some fantastic pictures there, and we want to go look you up, girl. Where can we find you?
My name, Camille, Camille 1007. That is me. And 10077 is my birthday, October 7th.
Okay. And she's an October, and this is perfect. You are a perfect woman.
Yes,
perfect
birthday
woman.
Around the corner.
Fantastic. Happy birthday when it comes. We're going to take a break, everybody. Camille, who in Maypen you need to big up before we go?
Oh my God, everybody, but so much love to my family, to my parents, to my very good friend, Tajna Williams, to my sister, my brother, everybody. Yes.
Okay. Keep shining, my love. Thank you for checking in with us this morning. Camille Darby, VP Brand Marketing with the Lifestyle Division at Condé Nast. I love our people. We are so great. Wherever we go, we're just taking over the world. And we're going to take a break. Soon come. We'll be right back.